wrapped up in my sleeping bag, looking out the window at Aaron's house as the sun is beginning to creep over the horizon. And the trees are silhouetted black against the emerging blue sky with the fading stars up in the sky. And I think to myself how much I hate Aaron because he's got it fucking made with this fantastic house of his, this nice little piece of property tucked away out in the backwoods of South Dakota. God, I fucking hate him. I hope he dies. I hope he dies of syphilis. You piece of shit.
So, as you guys know, to escape my realm of red pill, economics, finance, all the world is ending, Chicken Little, I like to get my nerd on, and I binge on all the geek podcasts, Critical Drinker, World Class Bullshitters. They don't come to mind right now. I could search them right off the bat. The guy from New York, It's a Gundam, Ryan Kinnell, Valiant Renegade, all those guys. So I enjoy listening to watch them cover just leftists fucking shoot themselves in the foot. It's great. But the latest, I think it was Ryan Kinnell. The latest one I saw, because I really don't watch TV. There's nothing really worth it. And they tell me what I didn't miss out on. And so there's this movie called Echo. And it's a Marvel comic, like third string Marvel character no one's ever heard of. And Lord knows what Echo, I think originally Echo was a female. But in true Disney Marvel Studios fashion, they slapped a whole bunch of vagina on it. And so it is American Indian, paraplegic? No, not she's missing a leg. A disabled. Okay, how many variables? Female, American Indian, disabled, and also mute. She's a mute. She can't talk. Or no, she's deaf. Whatever, one of the two. And you just gotta the classic question, is it malice or stupidity? It's got to be stupidity. These aren't cheap. These aren't cheap. And by stupidity, I don't mean these people are necessarily stupid. I think you hate men. You fucking hate men. Oh, does Disney hate? It's not even close. We could go on. They got the new gal for Pakistan. I don't want to put words in her mouth. I want to make men uncomfortable. Shut the fuck up. Go make men uncomfortable. You're over there. That makes sense. Not here. We have the freedom to say that. And it's old hat. It's a train wreck that doesn't know it's a train wreck, and now it's exploding. How much worse can this get? That's old hat. It's not that Disney or Marvel or Hollywood in general is gonna quadruple down on woke Marxist feminist bullshit. My brain forecasted, it trended, it looked, economists, we like to look at the future, what we think is going to happen and guess it like wrong 120% of the time. But it dawned on me. So Echo, American Indian, female, although maybe original female, don't know, don't care. Disabled once, disabled twice. Did I get them all? We're on 4 traits. And what they even interviewed her. They said, this is the first American female Indian, Native American who's disabled to say you're kick-ass even though you're missing a leg. A complete no self-awareness. A true actor. I don't mean that they act well. I mean they're fucking stupid and dumb and only live in Hollywood. I forecast this trend. Like, are we going to run out of firsts? She's like, it's the first American Indian female disabled. And I'm thinking there's a lot of permutations, right? Let's look at all the variables that we can have layers of permutations on. So you have race. You have, boy, I bet you. Hang on, boys and girls. You want to do some statistics? I wish Fred was still alive. He could help me out with this. I'm just going to do a ballpark of all the permutations Hollywood can do. So you have, geez, gender alone. See, you know they're going to split it 1,000 different ways. Gay, bi, lesbian, straight. And let's just throw a fifth in for other measure. Okay, so we got 5 genders. Genders is one variable. You may not believe in genders, but these psychopaths do. Okay. Oh, trans. We got to do 6. I'm sorry, trans. Let's throw 6 in there. Okay, so gender is one thing. Then we have to have race. Now, you can't do white, so that don't count. So you're left with Asian, Hispanic, Black. Let's just throw in another for other, like Pacific Islander, Aboriginal. Just kind of a catch us of, is that 5? Let's just say times, let's do 4 times 4. I think females get their own category, don't you? Their gender, their sex is another. Yep, we got to get female. Got to get female in. Oh my God, number 1 is female. You can't have a lead if it's not female. I mean, come on. All right. We got race. We got gender. We got sex. Disabled, abled. Times another 2. Am I missing something? Am I missing another variable? What's another variable? We got all the traits, right? I'm going for all the traits that are way more important than the person is themselves. Like your traits are way more important than your brain, your thoughts, your abilities or accomplishments or your ethics. It's all about your traits because you're not a fucking human. You're a fucking number to these goddamn socialists. Gender, sex, race. What am I missing? There's a big one I'm missing, aren't I? You're all probably yelling at me. Gender, sex, race, ability, mental disability. Yep, there's another times 2. Okay, so now we take all these variables, all the permutations, every possible combination. You get 192 firsts. All right. Now, that might take a while. It's going to take a generation to get through it. But once Disney and Hollywood in general is done doing the first, they'll have the wheel. They should, to make sure they capture it all. It should be a spreadsheet. They will have the first disabled, Black, transsexual. What did I miss? Asian. No, we're Black. But you get the point. There's 192 of them. It is a finite amount. At the rate they're banging out these shit movies, they're going to go through it in about a decade and a half. And not only is it Hollywood and all that, but they've done it. The first Hispanic female who licks carpet is now a pilot. Are we going to celebrate it for every possible little thing? I got news for you. The only thing that matters is who's the first human being to do it. Eat a bag of dicks. That's it. Oh, how is second or lesser place? Go do something amazing as a person. That's what it should be, but we're not. We're going to have all this. And so what's ended up happening, and unfortunately we're kind of in the thick of it, whereas in times past, a culture or society or a society's culture was based on its great works of art, right? And things it produced and the technologies and its advancement, even the camaraderie and everyone getting along kind of thing. Like in the 80s, you had all those great movies, even Saturday Night cartoons weren't the best. Whatever, you get the idea. And then there's something good. We all have the shared culture, regardless of who you are, able or not, Hispanic or not, female or not. They may like, look at this. This is quality shit we produce. We got to enjoy it. We got to enjoy Ghostbusters and Back to the Future. Right? That's all been thrown away. And now we don't give a shit if it's quality. As amply evidenced by, gosh, every piece of shit movie coming out of Hollywood these past 5 years. We don't give a shit about whether you actually can program something or whether you're good at it. It's like, nope, what's your race and gender and your politics? What's the genitalia you like to lick? What I'm pointing out here, though, using movies as an example, or television shows, there is a finite amount of firsts you're going to have. And we're already at the point. And then you'll run out. And then you're going to have to ask as a society, well, what good are we now? What do we do now? What's our latest gimmick or trick? How about you create things of value so everybody can enjoy it? No, fuck that. That takes hard work. We're Hollywood. We're modern day Americans. We'll just sit and navel gaze and commiserate about our made up mental disorder that we have. Can I get a government check for that? Thank you. Thank you very much for my SSI check. Thank you. There is a finite end to this shtick, which is what it is. This is only going to last a certain amount because it will no longer be the first. Then I don't know what is there, silver and bronze. Are we going to do second and third? Or you can do further? We're going to combine this person with that person. I don't know. I'm sure in their perpetual search for laziness, they'll find every and multiverse and they came back. All of it is lazy writing. That's it. But even before we get to whatever, the 81st first, all right, we're on the 81st first, whatever the spinning wheel comes up with the permutation of, that'll be the first time but it'll be the 81st one of them. We're already sick of it. It's the normal people, and I would venture to say everyone, regardless of the group that Hollywood is trying to pander to at that moment in time. I think everyone, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, straight, gay, able, disabled, we're sick of fucking shit. I had another thought. You know what it's exactly like? It really is exactly like this. This obsession the left has with traits. Do you ever know what the chef looks like when you go to a restaurant? You don't know what the chef looks like unless you got one of them cool ones where you see everyone cooking up front. It is pretty cool. But for the most part, you don't have an open kitchen. The kitchen is in the back. You don't know who cooks the meal. And then you get a good meal, like, holy shit, that's a good meal. That chef did a good job. Did it ever dawn on you what the race or gender is? And you're like, no. You just like, the chef did a good job. You don't know who it is. You never saw him because all you care about is the food. And then you don't care. What's the chef's genetic lineage? You get a crap meal, like, oh man, it's crap food. The chef must suck. But I've never once, is it a female? Is she missing an arm? I wonder if she's part Latina. Just like this food sucks. And that's where everybody is right now. We're like, the food sucks. And we don't give a shit who fucking made it. The food sucks. And Hispanic people are pissed off, and quadriplegic lesbians are pissed off, and Navajo American Indians are pissed off, and female pansexual, whatever the hell you can come up with, no one's enjoying the food. Because frankly, the Marvels? The Marvels. First woman of color director. It's like, wow, you really, really put the first step. And here, for those of you who might believe in affirmative action, when people who get promoted based on the color of skin, traits they were born with, and not their content of character, now they're on the spotlight, very much like the former Harvard president, first black female Harvard president. And forget Hispanic, female, that doesn't matter. If you're not promoted on merit, you're not good enough. You're not the best, and it's going to show. And sometimes it's criminally so. Still debate whether or not the lady plagiarized or not. But when you like, are you black? Are you female? Come here. It may not even be the 100% the fault of the director of the Marvels. I think she's black female, because that's all we got to see. How dumb this is talking about this. Oh, she's a black female director. Is she any good? No, she's not. And so now the first black female director, it's like shit piss performance, which unfairly colors other female minority directors are aspiring who might actually be good. I even did a video a while back where I'm already Critical Drinker reviewed Blue Eye Samurai. And when I found out it was a female protagonist, and I'm like, no. I just don't want to. It's like drinking too much Rumplemints and then you throw up and then you have a bad experience with Rumplemints and then you don't want to drink Rumplemints anymore. But this Rumplemints is good. You just had too much that one time. I don't care. I have a natural revulsion. Sorry. You instilled the actual, I guess, unconscious genetic psychological bigotry in me. I am not going to unless someone else reviews it says this is not woke. It's good. It's got quality. What was I was okay. I'll give you an example. I guess maybe I'm not bigoted. I take it back. The latest round of Reacher is the one show, one of the very few I watch. He's got his female buddy. She happens to be black female. Doesn't matter. I like her. You know why? Because she's a cool character. Instead of shit, look out, black female coming through. It's no, she's got a personality. She's got a style. She won't shake people's hands. She's skilled. She's got some. It's like, yeah, that's a cool. I like that character. All right. But when it's like Blue Eye Samurai, oh, she's a female dressed as a male in a bigoted colonial America. No. I don't care how good the animation is. No. And that's what you're doing now. That's what you're doing, promoting everybody to positions that they're not qualified for. You are ruining groups of people's reputation because instead of hiring, here's another, this would be a very good question. And I've warned you guys about this, ladies, if you want to listen, about using whether you qualify for affirmative action, you happen to be a minority or disadvantaged group. You can only take that so far in corporate America because inevitably you get high up enough. They don't give a shit if you're black or female or disabled. It's whether you're their BFF, black, Hispanic, disabled, lesbian. It's all politics. And so I want to know, shock Hollywood, was this the best black female you could find? Okay, fine. You want to hire a black female because you're not meritocratic and you don't give a shit about quality. It's all politics. Fine. That's your product. Your product is politics, not good food. Fine. Okay, I get it. Was that, you're telling me there's not another woman of color director out there who had more experience and was better qualified than to run that shit show called The Marvels? There wasn't? Really? A couple, tens of millions. I don't know how many directors. Okay, fair enough. But people are already sick of the firsts. The firsts with your combination of traits is not a substitute for quality. I don't give a shit if my taco was made by the first left-handed, paraplegic, mentally disabled Latina who is a quadsexual. I don't care. Does the taco taste good? But just to let you know, down the road, this does have a shelf life. And psychologically, spiritually, I'd say emotionally, we're already there. We're sick and tired of the first left-handed guitarist to play right-handed the Jimi Hendrix cover in the chord of E on the Red Line L of Chicago on Tuesday. I think we're going to get sick and tired. Well, we already are sick and tired of that shit, but there's only so much they can do. And just like any other economy, you flood it. They're flooding. Okay, another. I mean, everyone's already turning away. I'm sure Echo isn't going to do well. No one's going to care. But it's so flooded that the value of it is going down. It's over. No one gives a shit anymore. And by God, Disney, and to a large extent Hollywood, by God, please keep making more woke propagandist shit. Keep doing it. I want to see what's her name? Shit Brown and the Seven Portlanders. Zegler. I want you to make that. I want you to have the Pakistani gal director who doesn't like men. Go get another Ray movie. You go right. I want you to spend I want you to lose another $1 billion this year. Go ahead, lose another. Hang on. What is Disney's profits? I know it's maybe $10 billion. You all, they're going to go bankrupt. I doubt it. Disney annual profits. Gross profit 29 billion. Oh, they don't care. They don't wait, no. Gross profit. That's gross profit. No, what's your net profit? Hang on. Gross profit, net income. 3.39 billion. All right, that is serious. All right, that is serious. So just so you know, Disney lost roughly $1 billion on their movies last year. Their annual net income is 3.39. That's 25% loss. If they keep doing that, in other words, one point, if they made 29 billion in profit, this seemed a little high to me. It was gross profit. The actual profit, like after you take away all their expenses, all right, it's 3.39. It would have been 4 billion if their movies made money. They went woke, Marxist, leftist, feminist, propagandist horseshit. They lost $1 billion, all right, and that was a 25% decrease, which means if they keep doing this, they're going to lose money. There'll be a money-losing operation. So it's not like this is a hot, like they're what's it called? Their theme parks bring in 10 billion in revenue, and we lost $1 billion. So what? Like, no, this is serious. They could lose. Like, this is no wonder the stock price dropped. I always thought they had way more in profits from the theme park. I didn't know that their loss was a third of potential profit. So I sincerely hope you keep making these shit movies. I think tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions, have gotten a lot more enjoyment out of watching people watch you and make fun of you. I think that's been a fascinating thing. I mean, that's been entertainment enough. God, I'm so sad they're not going to renew She-Hulk. That was such a fun one to watch them lampoon. It was so fun. But by God, go ahead. You keep on doubling down. We need more firsts. More first. But for those of you out there, it will end. It will come to an end. And I think spiritually the country's done with this shit. And there's a finite amount of things that they can do. And maybe a second year with $1 billion loss in movies. Maybe that will convince them. Oh well. Link below to deal with this insanity. You're like, why are people so stupid? 2 links below. Enjoy the decline, accepting living with the death of the United States. And what the hell's the other one? Sanity is the future of wealth. Sanity is the future of wealth. Ass bucket, $2. But St. Paul has the first all female city council. Exactly. And go look at what's going to happen to St. Paul. I'm not one of the rare times I'm going to say I'm 100% right. And there's no St. Paul's going to continue to suck. Just because you have a bunch of holes between your legs as your city council people, that doesn't mean you're good. I mean, even Martin Luther King, who I would disagree with politically on some things, economic speaking, it's not the content. It's not the color of your skin. It's the content of character. They're doing the exact opposite right now. And Mayor Carter, and if you don't know, Mayor Carter is a pussy. He's just this affirmative action hire. Like, oh my God, we hired. Look, you understand liberal white people in St. Paul. We got the first black mayor of St. Paul. If you look at his background, and he's never held a fucking real job. All he knows is nonprofit working other people's money. Now he's got a harem. He's got a harem of holes. And sorry, that's what you girls are at the St. Paul City Council, because that's how you promote yourselves. You're not an engineer or a doctor or an actuary or an accountant. You're just vagina, because that's all we fucking hear. And I'm sure if I looked up all of their backgrounds and track records, there's not a real working one of you among. You're all nonprofits. You're all whatever, retired teachers, some fucking bullshit. Not the content of character, not your accomplishments, the hole between your fucking legs. And that's what you asked for. Leopold Bloom, 2 Canadian, live as a poor man, but with money. Picasso. Yep. Or you could just be a poor man and not need the money. It's just me. PI, $5. Off topic. What would be a good example of an unapologetically masculine character that's good? I've heard Han Solo and Kirk, but is there anyone else? Well, yeah. Unapologetically male? John Wayne had to play a couple. It wasn't a spaghetti western, but you want to see unapologetic. I think it was High Plains Drifter. Clint Eastwood. He plays kind of and then also another Clint Eastwood one was Unforgiven. He's unapologetic there. especially at the end. But in High Plains Drifter, I don't know if a lot of you saw this or remember it. He drifts into town, and this woman is the local harlot, and she acts indignant. She tries to hit him, and she acts indignant that he counter hits on her. He's like, "Well, hey, well, if you wanted to get to know me better, why don't you say so?" And it's rather quickly that he don't tolerate her lip. He takes her to the barn and raisins her. And that was kind of like almost an acceptable thing, I guess, in the 70s. I didn't see it when I saw it as a kid. I'm like, what did they do in the barn? And as an adult, I'm like, whoa, that's a little harsh. That's unapologetic. I'm not condoning it. I'm saying it's unapologetic. Yeah, all those spaghetti westerns. Uh, Once Upon a Time in the West, Charles Bronson's character, he's unapologetic. Who else? I'm just uh, McClintock. That's a Western version of Taming of the Shrew. John Wayne is not unapologetically masculine until the end. That's American Beauty is another example of that, where they're pushovers at first, but at the end they have their fill, and then John Wayne ends up spanking Maureen O'Hara at the end of it. It's great. It's great. Oh, you women would hate it. You'd hate it so much. Oh, but then Maureen O'Hara really liked John Wayne at the end of that movie. Nonstop Dre, $2 cap. He's the first 4'9" manlet to graduate Carl's. Exactly. First guy from, was it Milwaukee County or Zaki County to graduate from Carlson on an odd numbered day who was 4'9". Nonstop Dre, $2. Crappy is too short to see his own shadow. Yep. Sam Whiskey, the most American name in America. $5. How come we don't have a pregnant Barbie? That's because Ken came in a different box. How long were you waiting for that one, Sam? That's good. That's good. Oh, Dre, $2. Cappy is good runner because he can't get short-winded. Nope. Robert S., $5. Living in Houston, I saw this in elementary in the 80s. Parents told by a counselor that my mom Hisp, should divorce dad for a government check and free school lunch. Does that happen in the 80s? Guys, not all, but there are women that hate men. That's an example right there. My mom, HISP, that my mom should divorce my dad for a government check and free school lunch. That's the 80s. I was in elementary school in the 80s. It would explain a lot of things. Marshall Jackson, $5. Disney is not a business anymore. They're an arm of propaganda subject to government protection and government bailouts. That's what I was thinking too, where the government would bail them out. Or, you don't have to make $4 billion a year in profit. You just have to break even for the entity to continue on. So I'm wondering if the government or the ideologues at Disney are okay. Well, obviously they're okay putting politics above profit. The shareholders won't be okay with that. But if you eliminate profits, like let's just say you operate it at a net zero profit, you're not losing money, but you can keep on going. No one's gonna want to invest in Disney anymore. You will dry up your capital markets, is what they would say. So if they ever needed to borrow money to whatever, expand a park or improve safety or build a new recording studio, no one's going to lend them or invest the money with them because there's no profit to be had. It may just be another way of a state-owned enterprise. I wouldn't doubt it. I honestly, though, I'm going to go with my original philosophy that it's Gen X, although Kathleen Kennedy is a boomer, but it's Gen X. That's the only business management strategy they know is diversity. It's not, they don't know efficiency, good product at a good price, quality, because they don't know that. They just know plus vagina, preferably Hispanic vagina, but plus vagina. That's it. That's all they know. Cappy's too short to hold down a job. Truck and Goose, $2. Do you have a stream schedule? I don't know when you go live. Neither do I. Let me tell you about the life of Aaron. The life of Aaron is fluid, like water. If anyone knows who said that famous quote. Yeah, I wake up, I have a to-do list. I do my best work when I'm not forced to do it for too long or too short, like I'm in the mood. So between the gym, hiking, pickleball, regular mandatory bullshit that life requires, like cleaning the house or whatever, that kind of thing, doing videos, promoting the book more recently. It's out in Audible. I don't have the schedule. I really don't. And people, you are right, Truck and Goose. I would probably double my audience if I had a regular schedule. People would tune in. They would know the added revenue that would come with it, which would certainly be nice. It is not worth the flexibility and freedom I give up in my life. And by the way, I mean, and I've never known, but what's the benefit of catching me live versus just going through the archive? Like, you have to catch me live. There's a record of it. You can listen to it anytime. You weren't alive in television 80s era, were you? Like, if you missed it, you missed it. There was no, I'll just set the DVR and record. Sam Whiskey, $5. Hey, PI, check out the Danger Diabolic. What's Danger Diabolic? 1968. Danger Diabolic. Oh, it looks like a cult classic because it's so lowly rated. What's it about? It doesn't say. Oh, storyline. Psychedelic swinging 60s style, the dreaded thief Diabolic wreaks havoc on a generic European country for his own financial gain and amusement. He shares an extravagant underground lair and a giant bed of money with his curvaceous, beautiful girlfriend. Hell yeah. Who uses her awesome powers to help Diabolic foil gangsters and steal billions from the government. Okay. Tell me more. Who's the hot woman involved? John Philip Law is Danger Diabolic. Marissa Mell is the gal. Who's Marissa? Oh, okay. All right. Danger Diabolic. PI, $5. How would you improve Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly because he's in love with a hoe? Love is his business mindset. I wouldn't change Malcolm at all. Every guy needs a week. You can't have the perfect man. I don't think it could be improved. And I think he should be in love with the gal because she was mercenary and he was mercenary. He knew what he was getting. He didn't have any delusions about getting married. And here's the other thing. He had way more important shit on his hands. Way more important shit. He had to keep everyone alive, including himself. And I would say his family, in the form of his crew, was ultimately more important. I want to do a video where these gals, they're like, my husband loves work more than me. Was he poor? Oh, yeah. Okay. Then he should. Does he have a family to support? Yeah. Well, if that goes away, what good, yeah, he probably should love his work more than you. Probably should, because otherwise there's no you guy, there's no we in your life. It's just, you wouldn't be with them. Sometimes there's, when your life is threatened and you're just trying to survive, like, yeah, love has to take a back seat. Remember, I dated a girl, a long time ago in college. Like, I saw her once a week and we were like boyfriend and girlfriend. That's all the time I had for her. And I look back at it now, I'm like, I'm surprised she went out with me. Like, how is that boyfriend and girlfriend? That's not. But I didn't know at the time. I'm like, well, I got to eat, got to work, got to pay for this. Oh, you voted Democrat, though, so that all the other people like me could get money, right? Okay, just want to make sure we're giving all the money to immigrants and poor people and not the hardworking kid because he's the wrong color, right? Okay, got it. Just want to make sure about that. Don't know where all the men had gone. Don't know. Can't imagine why your husband's working so much. Have no clue. It's a Scooby-Doo mystery. Why you vote to raise taxes to 50%. All right, there you guys go. Link below. Sandy is the future of wealth and enjoy to the decline. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.